You write a function called process, and it takes something called data. 6 months later, in production, at 2 in the morning, it crashes. Because data turned out to be a number, not a string, and Python never warned anyone. What if your editor could just tell you, right as you type processor 42, that this was wrong? That's exactly what type hints give you. Hey everyone, I'm Kai, and this is Fun with Learning Technology, where we make the confusing parts of code actually click. Today we're fixing that 2 a.m. bug for good. Here's the fix, in the simplest form. After the parameter name, you write a colon and the expected type. After the arrow, you write the return type. Now data colon string means this function expects text, and the moment you try process of 42, your editor lights up red before you ever hit run. You can annotate plain variables the same way. Age colon int equals 25. This isn't required, Python runs fine without it, but it's documentation that a tool can actually check, not just a comment that quietly goes stale. A plain list doesn't say what's inside it. Typing lets you say list of int or dict of string to float. Optional of string means this might be none. Union of int or string means it could be either. Think of it like a labeled box. Put in an apple, you get an apple back. That's all a generic function is. This function takes any type t. It returns that same type t back. One signature, but the type stays consistent across the call. First, t equals type var of t. That's just naming a placeholder type. Then first takes a list of t and returns a t. Call it with a list of numbers, you get a number back. Call it with a list of strings, you get a string back. The function never locks itself to one type, but it stays honest about matching input and output. Here's the trick you need to know. None of this actually stops your code from running. Python reads process of data colon string, shrugs, and runs process of 42 anyway. Type hints are just annotations sitting there until a separate tool actually reads them. I'll admit it, early on I added type hints everywhere and assumed that was the job done. It wasn't. Hints without a checker are just decoration. So we run mypy on the file. It reads every annotation we wrote, walks through the code without executing it, and finds the exact line where we passed a number into a function that expected text. This is the tool that turns your annotations from decoration into an actual enforced rule. Quick guess before we move on. If a function returns optional of string and you immediately call .upper on the result without checking for none first, what does mypy do? Drop your guess in the comments, then we'll see. So here's that same 2 a.m. bug from the very start of this video. But now, before it ever reaches a server, before it ever wakes anyone up, mypy just tells us, right there on our own machine in daylight. Clean. Type hints say what a function expects. The typing module describes complex shapes like lists and optionals. Generics keep one function correct across many types. And mypy is what actually checks all of it before you ever run the code. But the real takeaway isn't just about Python. Anytime you write down what you expect, a comment, a schema, a type, it's worthless until something actually checks it against reality. That's the pattern. This channel's small, so one follow actually moves the needle. If something feels off or missing, tell me in the comments.